How did you spend the winters, or how did that feed through into the next summer seasons in 53 and 54?
Well, he was very well in with the farmers, Ronnie Hancox. And we used to do all the farmer unit jobs. We used to go all over the Midlands, far afield as well at times, but we're mostly in the Midlands, Warsaw, Tamworth, Lichfield, Nuneaton, Leicester. We went to Peterborough rather, all those, Norwich, all those kind of places. We used to travel by coach doing farmers' union jobs.
And how would the salaries have compared to sort of average salaries at the time? So, say, if you'd have gone back into factory work, for example, how would your salary have compared to that?
Very good, actually. I mean, I'll give you some examples. When I came out of the army and I went into the plaza, and I was getting £10 a week for that, for a week's wage with the plaza with that Sherley Band. My dad, who was working 40 odd hours a week in the mill, was getting £3.60. £3 something for a week's work. And he said, well, what you get £10 a week and you don't do anything during the day?
Was the Ronnie Hancox salary higher than that, or?
Oh yeah, because you got paid by the hour. I mean, I can't remember what the rate was at that time, but I mean, I was probably earning about £20 a week, something on average. I can't say exactly. Now, when the winter season finished, so in April, May, it was a dead, nothing was happening.
Yeah.
So he put you on a retainer. And on the retainer, we used to get £10 a week, regardless of whether we did any work or not. But if we went over the hours for the £10 working on the union rate, then we got that extra. So we did enough work to bring in £15 a week that week. Then we got that.
Okay.
And that ran all the way through the summer season. When we were down at wherever season we were at, it was £10 a week, regardless what happened. So it was quite a steady job in those days.
And did you get any time for actual practicing and improving your own skills and things? Or?
Only what you did yourself. When you was in Sutton Coldfield, you got he used to rent a place called the Barn. And every Monday morning, we used to practice in the barn, the whole band used to practice there. And if you wanted to do any practice, you couldn't do it in the D's sort of thing, because there were other people there. You could go to the barn and practice in there if you wanted to.
Okay.
When you were on the summer season, like say Eastbourne, where we're playing the pair, you could go into the ballroom any time you wanted and practice in the ballroom during the day. Yeah.
Who actually directed the band as far as the musicianship was concerned and the arrangement?
A chap called Jackie Nunn was a very good trumpet player, and A.B. Gallard, who was a piano player, and they did most of the arrangements. But other than that, when we was in Birmingham, there was a chap called Graham Daly. Now, Graham Daly was a very good musician. He could play any instrument, and we had lots of arrangements done by him, proper arrangements for the band.
So who did the actual conducting of the band, and was that Hancox?
Ronnie Hancox used to conduct the band. He used to do it. He was a drummer, so he had some idea of music, but he couldn't play any wind instruments.
Which were the places you did in the summer season? You've mentioned Bognor Regis, and which happened first in the various years?
Eastbourne. Before I joined, they did Bognor Regis a few seasons, but when I joined, it ended because I think the ballroom shut down. But after that, we were at Eastbourne. We did 5 years in Eastbourne season.
Okay.
And then after that, we went to Western Supermare, the Winter Gardens, sorry, the Winter Gardens at Western Supermare. But in between, we did the 600 Club at Torquay, and we did I can't remember the ballroom in London. No, we went there.
And now it was during this period that you met Mom, isn't it?
Yes.
So when was that, and how did that come about?
That was during the winter season. Now we were doing Shirley, my wife. She worked for the Midland Red bus company in Birmingham, and it was their Christmas dance at the Grand Hotel in Birmingham, and our band was playing for that dance.
How did you meet her when you were playing on the stage and she was a customer or a dancer?
Well, because you used to, we had all the music, you used to know it. We weren't, well, you were looking out and we used to see the girls and give them the eye, you know. And then they'd say, "To see you at the interval?" "Oh yeah, we'll see you at the interval." And we got talking and asked her out to the pictures and all that, and that was how it started.
So how did you manage that then when you were travelling all over the place and Mum was...
Oh, we didn't. I mean, on a saw from weekend to weekend. And we used to have a phone call and say, "I'll see you at the such a place." And until I got to know her very well, and then, I mean, I got invited to her mum's house, and I used to stay the weekend. After playing Morsel Town Hall on a Saturday night, we used to get the bus into Birmingham, and the night bus out to Hall Green, and I used to stay the night till Sunday, and then I used to get the bus back to Sutton Coldfield.
And how long were you doing that before you got married?
About 3 years, I should think.
Okay.
About 3 years,
yeah. And then did that then carry on once you were married? That sort of arrangement?
Oh yeah. Carried on, that did for until we went down to I think we did 2 seasons at Eastbourne, and then I think we did about maybe 1 or 2 seasons at Western. So probably about 4 years or so, and then that was like while we were courting and that, and then when we did get married, I think I did about 1 season, and that was at Western, and it didn't work out. With the digs weren't very good, and we decided that we wouldn't do that again. And the only way I could do that was to get out of the band business and get a regular job. And she wasn't very happy travelling around with, because you were on the way then.
Yeah.
We had trouble at Western with digs, with the lady there, trying to keep you quiet from crying and one thing and another, baby. And she didn't like it, the woman, and I didn't get on very well with Shirley. She used to make your mum cook the meal in the kitchen, and then she wouldn't let us use the corridor in the house from the kitchen to the dining room. She had to go outside, take the meal outside and bring it in through the back door, and things like that. It made it very, very awkward.
Uh-huh.
And then we went. I got her. Well, what happened? Our uncle Jack, Auntie Winnie's husband, they were on holiday, and she asked him if she'd take her home back to Birmingham, which she did. They went, so she left me down there, and I got different digs and found another place for both of us, and that wasn't nearly as bad because the bloke there was always drunk. We had a little flat on this house. The lady, she was very nice actually, but he used to get mad. He used to get drunk, and he used to chase his wife around the digs with a knife. So I used to, we got out of there, and then season came to the end, and she said, "Well, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going on the summer season again." So it was left to me then to decide whether I was going to carry on.
What year was this?
60 about.
Was
like
it?
1960. And so I decided, I had a certain amount of apprenticeship in the engineering, as I told you in an earlier video. So I decided to go back into engineering, and I went back as a semi-skilled, and I got a job in Birmingham at the I went down there semi-skilled and got onto the machines again, and gradually it came back. And then I saw this advert in the Birmingham Mail for a machinist at the Wavis Engineering in Hall Green. Oh, Sherley was. So I applied. I told them all about it. I said, I'm not a fully qualified bloke. And so they said, in those days, people were dying out, crying out for people to do that kind of work, not like it is now.
Yeah.
So I got the job and gradually got better and better at it.
Okay. When you were travelling up and down from the Midlands to the holiday seasons, wasn't there something that happened with a scooter, a motor scooter or something?
Yeah, we had a Lambretta. Weekends we used to go travelling around Cheddar Gorge and all over the place, I mean, my mother came down for a holiday while I was down at Eastbourne, and we went to Brighton, and my mum used to come on the back of the bike to Brighton when Shirley was back in Birmingham, because she wasn't there all the season. She came down for a fortnight's holiday once down to Eastbourne with Nan and Auntie Wynne. They came down for a fortnight's holiday.
Didn't you come off the Lambretta with Mum one time or something? Didn't you?
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, but that was later when I traded the scooter in because of you coming along, and I bought this Albatross, Dayton Albatross scooter with a sidecar on it. And one day when we're out, you wasn't with us at the time. I think the lady at the digs was looking after you. And it tipped up. I went too fast, and we were coming into park at the entrance to the swimming pool, and I went to the right-hand side, and because the sidecar was on the left, when I went to the right on the camera, the sidecar came up in the air and tipped me into the curb. And damaged all the front and caught your mother's leg as well. So after that, your mother didn't want to go on it anymore. So we sold it. Sold it while I was down in Weston, the scooter and sidecar. And we bought a Hillman Husky. And we came back in the Hillman Husky.
Okay.
And back to Birmingham that was. So we were staying with Nan in Springfield then. So I used to park it there at her house.